Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Alicia. If you are a regular, hello, welcome back. And if you are new here, I post weekly vlogs about lifestyle, fashion, really whatever I'm doing in the moment. And this vlog is going to be a little bit different. If those daily vlogs are a little bit more your style, definitely go check those out. But this vlog is definitely, well, not really a vlog, it's just sort of going to be me sitting down and having a chit chat to you guys, sort of just detailing where life is at right now, because it's super crazy, super exciting, but we're kind of coming to the close of one chapter and about to sort of begin another. So there's a lot going on, a lot I kind of really haven't said in this year's vlogs, just because I don't know, I haven't really wanted to talk to it until we had a sense of direction, and now that we definitely do have a little bit more of a sense of direction, I'm totally ready to just like word vomit. So have this playing while you're doing stuff in the background, or grab a tea, a coffee, electrolytes, and get ready for a chit chat. If you're new here, this is actually probably a pretty good video for you to be new to, because hopefully I'll build a bit of context and that will help my other videos make sense in the scheme of things. Okay guys, okay, that was a lot. That was a lot of mouthfuls. I don't even know where to start right now, because we're definitely not at the beginning and we're kind of at the end, honestly. Okay, so I will give you just like a bit of context. If you have been here a while, you probably have heard this. You can skip through or you can ignore me for a little bit, but I will try to jump to the juicy bits as quickly as possible. So my name's Alicia. I am Australian born, Melbourne born, and I currently live in College Station, Texas, which is about an hour out of Houston, obviously in the US of A. I moved here 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, and I moved here with my partner, who has actually been here for 5 years. He's Australian and from Melbourne as well. And he basically moved up here 5 years ago to play college football at Texas A&M. If you watch a lot of college sports, or, I mean, this is directed at my Australians. If you watch a lot of college sports, or, I don't know, you're just a little bit more America inclined, you probably have heard of Texas A&M. It is a really big school. I think one of the biggest public schools in America. In relation to football, it has one of the biggest football programs in America. They are crazy about their football here. And they are crazy about their college here. It's a really cool environment, and there's nothing that compares to it in terms of Australia. Nikolas participated in this program back in Australia. It's called Pro Kick, and basically it trains guys to learn the style of kicking that they use in their football here, which is called punting. It's similar to Australian rules football, and that's why there's quite a lot of Australians that are really good at it, and quite a lot of Australians who get into college sports over here in the US through punting. So that's basically what Nikolas did. He trained with Pro Kick, I want to say, for maybe 6 months, and then got a scholarship here to go to Texas A&M, and that is how we ended up in sunny little College Station. So football season goes from about September to the actual season itself goes from September until December, January, obviously depending on how your team finishes, how well you guys do, all of that jazz. So Nikolas played his last season of college football last year. Since then, he has been training for the NFL draft, which was in the last week of April. So basically his team finished up around Christmas time last year, and since then he has been training non-stop for the NFL draft. The NFL draft, for those of you who aren't familiar with sports or the NFL, is the pathway in which players from college can get into professional league football in America, which is called NFL. I'm just trying to cover all the bases here, guys. So like, if you know some of this stuff and you're like, bear with me. I'm just trying to make sure that this makes sense to everyone. I haven't really spoken about this too much this year. I think, like I've mentioned a couple of times, that Nikolas has been traveling. He has traveled a lot this year. I think from January, literally almost every second week, he's had to do some sort of like traveling or like big thing in relation to the lead up to the draft. So he's been to see his Australian coach in San Diego. He went to see a different coach in LA. He's had his pro day. He's had the NFL scouting specialist showcase combine situation. He has just been like flat out non-stop all this year. So it's been really, really chaotic and all over the place, and I just haven't really wanted to like say too much about it until we knew more. I think like it was such a big process, and it went on for such a long time. Like it was a really weird period where like it was obviously super exciting, but our life was kind of in limbo because we knew once Nick finished studying here, basically our life in College Station would be done, but we really couldn't plan for any of the next stage because you don't know where you're going to be, you don't know what you're going to be doing. It is a really, really bizarre time, but it's also such a special and fun time, and we also got to spend a lot of time together because he was doing his own training, so it has been really nice. But I just haven't felt like really touching on it or speaking to it because I couldn't give much information other than he's training and we will see what happens. Also, the nature of football is just like so sporadic and random and up and down and inconsistent. So I didn't want to say something and then situations changed. But also we didn't really know anything for me to say other than the fact that he's training for the draft. He has been for the past 6 months. I digress because I'm rambling, and I'm gonna have to edit so much of that out because I'm just blabbing on. But if you watched my last vlog, you'll have seen that Nick's parents actually flew up from Australia. So they flew up to be here for the draft. It's obviously a really, really big moment, and it's a time where it's kind of like the culmination of years and years of hard work come to a point, and then you get to celebrate that. So it was a really special time, and they really wanted to be here for that, totally understandably. They put so much into Nikolas being obviously who he is today because they're his parents, but also just to him getting to this point. And it's not even like, I can't even put into words, you know, how much his family has put into helping him be here and supporting him through this whole journey, which it is a really big journey to be a foreign person, moving to a foreign country, playing a foreign sport. It's a whole thing. They obviously really wanted to be here for this moment, so it was really, really special to have them up here last week and get to hang out with them, and then just to really savor in this really special moment with them. Okay, so that brings us to not last week but the week before. So Nick's parents got here on the Monday, I think on the Monday or the Tuesday. The way the NFL draft works is it's over 3 days. Because there's 200 and something picks. There is a lot of picks. So they split it up over 3 days, the Thursday, the Friday, and the Saturday. So at the end of the draft on Saturday, then they have undrafted free agency, which is when players that didn't get called in the draft can still sign to teams, but they sign as undrafted free agents. So based on everything we knew with chats with Nick's agent, just sort of general conversation with people that know what's going on, it was to our understanding that Nick would probably sign as an undrafted free agent. But it's still such a long day because it's just like such a build-up of anticipation. And I don't want to say anxiety because it's not, I mean, anxiety has such a negative connotation to it, but it was anxiety without the negativity because it's just so anticipatory, and you're just like, oh, waiting to hear news, waiting to hear something all day. On that Saturday, the draft actually begins at 11 AM and doesn't finish until, I want to say like 5:36. So it is a long day. And we sat here on the couch all day, like waiting to hear something. So it was a really long day. I think we got up for one walk and to go outside and get some air. And it was like maybe 5 minutes of being outside, and then we came back and sat down. It was a crazy full-on day, and it really emotionally drained us. Like the next day, Nick and I were like, I am exhausted. It was a lot, but it was so exciting. It was just, I don't know, I feel like it was kind of a blur. Now looking back at it, I'm like, whoa, what did we even do? So myself, Nick, and his mum, Effie, and his dad, Jim, were all sitting on the couch together. And then I couldn't tell you what time it was, but Nick gets a call on the phone. It's the Denver Broncos, and they basically say, we would love to have you. From there were a couple of phone calls back and forth, with the coach, with the manager, the agent, blah, blah, blah. And then we got the confirmation from his agent, yep, it's a done deal, you're a Denver Bronco. Oh my God, like we went insane. We went insane. It's just the coming together of all this hard work and anticipation and literally 6 months of waiting to have this sense of like, I don't know, just achievement. And just, you know, we were elated, and it was so exciting. And we have so many, Nick has such a big family in Australia, and obviously I have all my family. So I was on the phone to my family, and you know, Nick's mum was on the phone to his auntie, and Nick's dad was on the phone to his uncle, and we were all like, oh my God, and like cheering. And it was so exciting. And Nick and I think all of us were just like, what the heck is happening? It was crazy. And I'm just so proud of Nikolas. Like, he just deserves it more than anyone. I know everyone says this about their family member that's drafted, because it's such a special time, and you don't get to that moment, you don't get to that point, you don't get to sign with a team unless you have put in like all that work over such a long period of time, obviously. So all the players that signed, obviously all their families are going to say the same thing and be so stoked and so elated. But I'm so proud of him, and he just deserves it. Like, he deserves it so much. For anyone that knows Nikolas, like, he is just the most hardworking, driven, professional human being ever. Like, I don't know how to articulate it in any other way, but the people that know Nikolas, whether that's in a family setting, a friend setting, or a professional setting, just know how much work he puts into it, how talented, but beyond talented, just like how disciplined he is. Like, he's so regimented, he's so disciplined, and he wanted this for so long. Like, it was just so special to be able to see him in that moment and see the combination of all his hard work come to fruition in that moment. So it was really special. We went out for dinner that night. We went to a really nice restaurant here called Christopher's, and it was a really special night, something that I will remember forever. Basically, yeah, we are a Denver Bronco now. So fast forward to today, Nikolas left early this morning to head to Denver for rookie minicamp, and then he'll stay up there for the next month. Rookie minicamp is like 3 days. All the rookies, all the guys just drafted or just signed, they do a whole lot of like stuff there, physicals and training over the next couple of days, and then I'm pretty sure their whole team starts training together. So they train for about a month, and then they have a month off. So Nikolas landed in Denver this morning. He's there now, doing all the things. I'm so excited for him. Like, I've had this feeling in my like stomach all day, but I think it's just like being so excited for him. And I don't know, it's like your first day at school. Like, it's just something new, and I'm just gonna keep saying so exciting, because it really is, and so special. We have been packing up our apartment over the past, I want to say few weeks. We've been packing up slowly. Our lease ends here on the 19th of May, so next week. So I probably will head up to Denver. I'll have to drive up to take the car and the dog. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'll probably meet Nikolas up in Denver sometime next week. That's the plan at the moment. All our heavy stuff is moved out of the apartment, all the big stuff, the couch, the bed frame, the main things. I still got a couple of odds and ends, but I'm going to be here for another week, so we didn't want to get rid of everything and then leave me with nothing for a whole week. That's where we're at. The way I feel like things aligned on that day, and just with Denver and just like ending up with the Broncos, like it just really felt like it all sort of fell into place like so naturally, and it's such a blessing. I'm so excited. I always said to Nikolas, while we're in America, the 2 places I want to visit, one is New York, which tourist doesn't want to go to New York. So we went to New York, we did New York, it was beautiful. We did New York at Christmas time. But then the next place was Colorado, because I heard that the naturescape, the landscape there, the mountains, the lifestyle, I've just heard it's so beautiful. I've heard so many good things about it. I do not know how to ski. I would love to learn how to ski, so hopefully in winter I can do that, but I have always wanted to go there. So it's just such a blessing the way it's worked out. It's just such an exciting journey to be on, to be heading to Denver, to be heading to a team that has so much history, that has such an insane fan base from what I've heard, that has a beautiful stadium. Like, it's just gonna be so surreal, and we're both just so excited. Like, I obviously don't want to speak on Nick's behalf, but I know he's so excited, and if anyone asked him, he would say the same. Nick has actually been to Colorado before to play maybe Colorado State. I think he played them one year, so not that he really saw much, but he did say it was beautiful, and he did play at Mile High, which is the Denver Broncos stadium, and he said that that was insane. So I'm so excited to head there. If anyone knows anything about Colorado or Denver, anything like culturally really important to know, really cool places to see. We have the month, like I said before, I think after this month, the players have the month off, and I think we will probably stay in Denver for that month. So if there are any short-ish road trips that we could make, anything that is really important to see during summer, any hiking trails, any restaurants we should eat at, let us know. Nick and I definitely want to see a lot of Colorado while he has that break, because obviously after that football will be in full swing and there will be no time. It's just going to be such an amazing journey. I mean, the 14-hour long drive is going to be a little bit of a killer, but it's gonna be fine. Like, it's fine. I can't wait to be there and just really see what it's all about. Like, I really wish you knew how excited I was. I grew up in the Macedon Ranges in Victoria, so if any of you guys know Mount Macedon, I grew up there, and I know the mountains here are very different, but just being around so much nature and the lifestyle that sort of comes with that is just something that I've always held so dear, and something that my family really holds dear still. So I just think it's going to be so amazing. I really can't wait to get there and just see what it's all about. I think that's most of the life update. I don't know that I can really give you anything else. I know this has been a lot of me talking. Thank you for sticking with me if you've stuck this long. It's definitely the end of closing of one chapter and the starting of another, and it would be totally remiss of me to not mention how blessed we have been here, how blessed we have been with A&M as a school, but also the family and friends that we have made here. It's just like nothing I've ever experienced. It's not what I thought would happen when I knew I was moving to a foreign country. Like, I knew Nick was obviously established here before I'd moved here, but the people we've met here, the lifelong friendships, the way people have looked after us, I'll never forget it in my life. We're so grateful to have experienced this here, and to have had the opportunity to be in College Station and just to experience life here. It has been so special, but we're also so excited, and I think also so ready to move on to the next chapter. I think when you anticipate the closing of one chapter for a really long time, you just want to really begin the next without rushing. But I think it's definitely time that we move on to the next adventure. I'm so excited for that to be in Denver, and I can't wait. I really can't wait for it. Like, it's just going to be brilliant. I'm so ready. Thank you for sticking this long. If you have stuck, if you are from Denver, you have been to Denver, Colorado, let me know your favorite parts, favorite bits, things I should know, anything, good, bad, whatever. Like, let me know. I've already been doing my research and looked at restaurants and places to visit and whatnot, but no one knows like locals. So let me know, comment, message me on Instagram, whatever. But thank you for being here. We'll be back with a vlog next week. I think it'll be a moving vlog, so make sure you subscribe if you don't want to miss that. And I can't wait to get some really cool Denver vlogs. My friends here have been like, oh my god, like the Denver vlogs are about to happen. And I was like, yes, they are. The Denver vlogs are happening. I can't wait. So stick with me over the next few months, guys. Hopefully I'll get some awesome content out for you. I can't wait to bring you all along with me. So thank you for all the love and support. I think the rest of 2024 is going to be crazy. So make sure you come along. Lots of love, and I will see you guys on the next one.